Good. Is this working? Yes. Yeah. Looks like it is. That's fantastic. So just to reiterate a welcome and to say, so my role today, I think, is to keep us on track. In fact, when I asked people what my role was today, they said it was to tell people where to go. So there'll be some of that, and hopefully a bit about what to do when you get there. But I think mostly my role is to just make sure that we keep on track, that we keep focused, that we keep the time, and that we do all of those things. Some people have asked about the Wi-Fi password. So if you want to do that, it's FTC guest, and the password is really secure. All lowercase, apparently. That's not a pun. So we're fully expecting a Twitter storm to come out of the conference. I just want to say, I suppose, three things by way of a kind of introduction to the day. I've worked in quite a few places, so I currently spend my time divided between an organisation called FutureGov, which is an organisation that kind of helps councils to embrace future technologies. I also work for an organisation called the Future Cities Catapult, which is all about new technology and smart cities and all of those kinds of things, and has a kind of global reach. And I'm an associate partner of Ernst & Young, one of the big four consulting firms. But the work that I'm most proud of is the work that I've done with Frome Town Council. So I've kind of been in it from the beginning, really, when it was a twinkle in the eye of some of the people in this room. And I think what has been achieved here has been fantastic. And it's great to work with a group of people who genuinely put place before party and people before politics, and work together for the good of the town. And I think what's been achieved here is testimony to that. And I think that's what will hopefully come across today in the debates and in the conversations that you have. At the same time, there is a real acknowledgement in the room that we're also here to learn from each other and to learn from you. There are also other people in this room who have also done great things. So let's make sure. Hello.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I just ask you to go to the other side? I think the sound's distorting.
The sound is distorting.
It might be better if you go and stand over
the
other
where?
side.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sorry. I hate to be distorted. Is that any better? So it has been a genuinely very rewarding experience to work with people, and we hope that you really contribute fully today. I think the second thing to say is that working at a national level in local government, there is a discernible shift, I think, in what's going on in the local government landscape. And I think the role of parish councils, town councils, is becoming belatedly appreciated for the contribution that it can make to the building of communities. The big hoo-ha in local government at the moment, if people read the press, is what's going on in Northamptonshire, where the Section 151 officer has issued a Section 144 notice. Great that all these things are so transparent, isn't it? But where essentially the people who are in charge of finance of the council said this is not a sustainable model any longer. And of course government has popped up and said, well, the problem is not funding, the problem has been the incompetence of the council. Well, if you look at the story of Northamptonshire and if you break that down into chapters, there are many councils that I'm currently working with who are very well down that road, if you like. But I think the challenge, what people are beginning to realise, the cleverer councils, if you like, are beginning to realise that they won't be able to deal with the future. And that's not just to do with austerity, it's just to do with what's going on with the population, really. A lot of people kind of getting older and a lot of people getting younger, it's kind of simultaneously. So the challenge is actually kind of very substantial. And I think what many councils, the cleverer councils, realise is that they can't deal with that just by cutting the cost of services. They're beginning to realise that in order to deal with this, they have to lower the amount of demand, and in order to do that, they have to build more prosperous and more cohesive communities. And then they suddenly realise that parishes are the key to doing that much of the time. That if you take the big bureaucracies of Somerset County Council or even district councils, who were once famously described as too big to be local, too small to deliver, you begin to realise that actually parish councils are the key to all of this in building those communities that are more resilient and better able, if you like, to work with each other. And there's a recent film that's been made in relation to Frome which talks about the work of community connectors the work that's been done to really challenge and tackle the isolation of older people. And it's not only better for older people, it's also produced lessened the demand for health services in the area by about £3 million per year. So the relationship, if you like, between that kind of work and the big outcomes that it really needs is really substantial. And so the third thing I want to say is to really invite you to bring your own moulds today, to realise actually that parish councils have a much bigger role to play than perhaps they have done previously. And today, and if there's been a sort of thought in the back of your head where you kind of go, well, if we could do something, what would it do? Today is the day to explore that. That was the question, if you like, that was right here at the beginning of through when people said, what if we did something differently? And today is the culmination or a stage on that journey. So I really invite you to make full use of today and the expertise in the room so that we can move to a very different place for this council and for other councils across the country. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to invite Mel Usher now to come and do a kind of opening address. And Mel and I have known each other for many moons. In fact, I held a party in Frome, which I think might have been partly responsible for Mel's coming and deciding he was going to come and live here. Mel had quite a career before coming here, but what he wants to talk about is what he's done in retirement. So he came here and retired and established all of the things that you see, much of the stuff that you saw was the catalyst, much of the stuff that you see in front of you today. I think it was Nelson Mandela that once said he was going to retire from retiring. I sometimes think Mel might want to do broadly the same thing, or he sometimes talks about that. I hope he doesn't, because he's been a real inspiration for all of the work that you will see in front of you today. So I'm going to hand over to Mel.